Good morning, boys and girls. Today is Friday, April 17th, 2020. And hey, as you can see, I'm in the office conference room in the school. I just stayed the night. Yeah, I just slept in my office and watched TV and ran the halls and had a blast. All right, if you haven't figured out, I'm teasing. But hey, let's keep going with that Pledge of Allegiance. So here we go. I got some special guests. Now they got to stay there. We don't want to be too close to these points nowadays. So you can see Mrs. Sheets will have the flag, and we have Mrs. Lawrence who will be leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance. So here we go.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hey, thank you to them, and don't forget that Midvale motto: be respectful, be responsible, be engaged, and be safe. Hey, you know what? I had some fun. I think it was 2 days ago where I called some of the teachers on FaceTime and I surprised them. Well, I'm going to keep doing that today to help you see some more. So the first one up is Mr. Peterman. So let's give Mr. Peterman a call. And when I call Mr. Peterman, he's going to play a game with me here on the whiteboard. All right, so we go here, we go to info, and I'm hitting the button right now. All right, we're trying to FaceTime Coach Pete. Oh, come on, Coach Pete has missed us twice. I think it's becoming I think he's a little nervous to get on TV with me. All right. Well, let's keep moving because I don't want you to sit on there. How about Mrs. Maurer? Mrs. Maurer sound good? Kindergarten? Let's do it. All right. I'm FaceTiming. Hey, Mrs. Lawrence, since you're here for my helpful, could you maybe move that a little closer?
Absolutely.
There she is. Kids, Mrs. Maurer. Come here. You're on Good Morning with Mr. Wells.
Oh, I don't want to be on.
There she is. Hey, Mrs. Maurer, I'm going to have Mrs. Lawrence hold my phone for me, and you're going to play a game with me on the whiteboard, okay?
Okay, wait 1 second. I'm driving, so let me pull into a parking lot.
Okay. Hey, kids, right there, she's being safe. She made a decision to be safe, to pull over and do FaceTime. Hey, Mrs. Maurer, way to be safe. Come on over, Mrs. Lawrence. You hold this, and I'll get it set up.
I will hold it.
All right. So,
hi, Mrs. Maurer.
Hello.
Your game is pretty easy. You'll have to show maybe the board, Mrs. Lawrence.
DC.
So, Mrs. Maurer, we're going to play tic-tac-toe.
Okay.
All right? So, you get to go first. Where would you like to go?
Uh-oh.
The top left corner.
Top left corner. All right, there. Your X's. All right, Mrs. Maurer. I'm going to hang on, kids. We got a low battery here. Let's hit close there.
Okay.
I'm going to go down here. All right, you're up, Maurer Power. Show her the board. Show her the board. She can't see the board.
We're going to go the bottom right corner.
Bottom right, she said.
She's right there. She's right there. I'm trying to make it so the kids can see the board. Can they see that, you think, on the screen?
I think they can see it.
All right, so we got an X, an O, and I'm going to put an O. I'm going to put an O up. I'm going to put an O right here. All right, Mrs. Maurer, where do you want to put?
An X right in the middle.
An X right in the middle. We got a winner, kids. Mrs. Maurer is the winner of Tic-Tac-Toe. Hey, Mrs. Maurer, thank you for participating, and you have a great rest of your day.
Thanks, you too.
All right, bye-bye. All right, kids, let's do one more at least. Who we got here? Let's call Mrs. Waters. Mrs. Waters, here we go. Mrs. Waters, let's see. See if she answers. Kids, the next game we're going to play is Pictionary.
I'm going to erase it for you, Mr. Wells.
Actually, not Pictionary. It's going to be Hangman. Hey, Mrs. Waters, how are you? Hey, Mrs. Waters, say hi to everybody because it's tomorrow morning and they're saying hi. All right, Mrs. Waters, I'm going to have you play a short game with me. It's Hangman.
Okay.
So I'm going to show you here on the whiteboard. You can't see it yet, but Mrs. Lawrence is going to help me. And then you know how Hangman works. So here we go. All right, go ahead. Guess your first letter, Mrs. Lawrence. Or,
Mrs. Waters.
Waters. Mrs. Lawrence is holding the phone. A. She has a head, kids. All right, what do we got next? Ew, she's smart. She went with it. R. Oh. There you go. You got it. Kids, when you're playing Hangman, don't make that mistake to spell it out loud. All right, we got an R. Well, there is. Can you see it now?
The phone is cutting it off.
Turn it into
That way. Okay, now we're seeing it.
Now she sees it.
R-E.
Blank, 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 E.
Re. This is fun, kids.
S.
No S. Burn.
I thought it was X. Oh, that wouldn't spell it right anyways.
Oh, you said X?
No, I did not say X.
Oh.
No X. That would be terrible.
R-S-T. T.
What? Am I supposed to guess another letter?
Yes.
I'm not seeing-
Yeah, she can't see the board. Guess another letter.
I didn't say S.
T.
Oh, wait, yeah, I did. L.
Oh, now we got a belly.
What? What kind of a hangman are you doing, Mr. Wells?
We're going to go like this then. T. Guess a T.
E. I did. I said T.
Oh, she did? R-E-M-O.
Yeah.
R-E. You forgot a really important vowel.
I can't see the board.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Waters. I am not a very good helper.
Where did my T fit in? Okay. I forgot an important. I'm terrible at this game.
It looks like this.
Oh,
Yes.
Can you see?
no.
Oat.
M.
Yes. Remote learning was the word for Mrs. Waters. Hey, Mrs. Waters, anything you want to say to them?
I miss you guys so much. You're the best part of my day, and it's on.
All right. Well, like Mrs. Waters says, we'll just stay on TV together. Both Mrs. Waters, myself, Mrs. Lawrence, all the Midvale teachers, we love you. We care about you. Stay safe, and hopefully we see you soon.